What's up, guys? It is Chris back with another watch video, and today we are looking at a very, very special watch to me, at least, the Zenith Elite. And really, this specific watch is actually very special to me. This was my father's watch. My father passed away about 10, 11 years ago, and this is his watch. He purchased this. This was his only good watch, and he purchased it right before he died. And I think I've mentioned in other videos he would wear exclusively Timex, and when he retired, he decided that he wanted to buy a good watch. He asked me about what watch he should buy, and I told him this watch, and we went out and he got a really good deal on this watch. And I remember that it cost, I believe, somewhere in the neighborhood of around $7,000 when he purchased it, and he got it for a discount, and he was very proud of that, and he thought it was a beautiful watch when I showed it to him. And this was what he ended up buying, this exact watch. I have it on a different strap because the original strap is alligator. I put it on this strap just to keep that strap in good condition because my father did wear the watch, and like I said, it is extremely important to me, and I didn't want to abuse that strap. It's something that I will keep as, it's something my father touched, so I want to keep that. And eventually, I will give this watch to one of my sons. Hopefully, one of them is interested in watches. If they are not, it would be a tragedy. So, like I said, this is a very special watch to me. That doesn't make it not a special watch. I think this is a very special watch, not only because it is an heirloom and very sentimental in my eyes. Obviously, it is a very sentimental watch for me because of what it represents for me. But I think this is a special watch because it is a special watch. It's a beautiful watch, and I'm going to go through the specs of this watch. And besides the obvious story, I've never reviewed a Zenith on my channel before. This I've had not my entire life, but I've had this for a very long time. And it was my father's, obviously, before me, so it is a very important watch. So this is a rose gold case. It is very nicely sized at 37 millimeters. This is reference number 621125680. This one was purchased around 2001 or 2002. I don't remember exactly the year. It is a three-part case, obviously all rose gold, and inside is housed a bidirectional automatic winding caliber 680, and that is in-house to Zenith. It is 26 joules. It has 55 hours of power reserve, which is, the movement is viewable from the back, as you can see here. And it has a snap-on case back with sapphire crystal on the back, sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating on the front. And you can see that when you move it around, it has somewhat of a bluish hue to the anti-reflective coating. The movement is decorated very nicely, and it has a very, very nice look about it. And you can see on the bridges there is a circular pattern. That pattern is sort of carried out in the rotor, and it even matches, the rotor matches the bridges, so when you move the watch around, it follows the pattern, so it's continual circles through the rotor, through the bridges. It is a really very, very well decorated movement, and a lot of people really pass up the non El Primero versions of this watch, and it's a shame. These watches, I was looking on Chrono 24, they're selling around $4,000 in rose gold, which is kind of incredible. People are paying, you could buy, I don't even know. There's so many watches that go for around $4,000, and they're made out of stainless steel, and they have an ETA movement, and this is in-house rose gold watch. Yes, it's 37 millimeters, but It wears nicely. This is a very thin watch. The movement is very thin. It only comes in at about 3.28 millimeters thick, so it is technically what would be considered an ultra thin watch. Overall, the watch is very thin and it sits very flat on the wrist. The silver dial has applied Arabic and dagger numerals, and there is small seconds at the 9 o'clock subdial, as you can see there, with a beveling of gold, of rose gold, which looks really, really beautiful. And the excellent date display, in my opinion, at 3 o'clock. It has an Art Deco trapezoidal shape, which is, in my opinion, very aesthetically pleasing, as you can see there. And the numbers, actually, the way that they do it is the numbers, the first number is smaller. That's why I have it on the 25th, even though it's not the 25th today. You can see the first number is smaller than the second number, and that matches the date window. I think that's a really nice touch. It's just a beautiful look to the date window, and it's very special. Very different from any other date window I've ever seen. Very, very cool. It's a very traditional tang buckle on this watch. This looks like a buckle that you would have gotten on a watch from, the 50s, and I think that's obvious. This watch is very inspired by watches from the 50s. It's just a traditional 18-karat rose gold tang buckle, and of course it is signed the Zenith emblem, and then you also have that same signature on the crown, as you can see here. Of course, not a screw-down crown. I don't even know what the water resistance is on this, but it hand winds. It is, a very thin gold bezel, so the face of the watch looks very big. It's slightly domed on the sapphire crystal, but really very, very slightly domed. But what is domed is the dial itself is slightly domed on the edges. Again, that gives it a vintage look, and obviously this watch is definitely inspired by watches from the 40s and 50s, so that's why you have that slightly domed. And I don't know if you could tell when I'm turning the watch, you could see that dial is domed, and it looks really, really good. It has a really excellent quick set of the date, which is very different from any other watch that I've seen. When you advance, so let me see if I can get the date to advance there, and then you could go back. So I could go to the 23rd and then change back to the 25th. Really, that's a really great option on a watch that I don't see very often. You could just move forward and backwards. How many times have you gone through the date and not really paid attention, and you were going for like the 25th, and then you hit the 26th, and you're like, crap, now I got to go through all the dates again to get back to the 25th. Where this watch, you just go back one more day, and that's it. You're good. I haven't seen that on many watches, and I think that's a really cool option. So it's a really, really excellent feature. Zenith is known for the El Primero, and many of their watches don't get a ton of attention besides the El Primero. And I think this is a super bargain on the secondary market. Like I said, $4,000 to $5,000 if you look on Chrono24. If you're going on eBay, they are even cheaper. And like I said, this comes on an alligator strap, 37 millimeters. You can see it on my wrist here. It fits really, really well. It doesn't look small. It actually looks, I would say, probably like 38 to 39 millimeters. And that's only because of the large dial and the very thin bezel. And it's super flat on my wrist. You can see there. It wears very, very flat on the wrist. This is a quintessential dress watch. And I really think that if you're in the market for an inexpensive, in-house, by a reputable, really good manufacturer gold watch for $4,000, this is an insane value, and it's just a beautiful watch in every way. Anyway, that is this watch. I love this watch, and it means so much to me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. It is much appreciated and very helpful. Thanks for logging in.